Hi, I'm Ross Clark from Trees Impact. The part of a tree which is often done really badly is the root system. It's a case of out of sight is out of mind, and because the roots grow below the ground and you can't see them, they're very often neglected. But the root system is half the tree, and it's the half of the tree that provides the moisture and the nutrients to help that tree grow, and it's also the half of the tree that provides the support to hold that tree up in the landscape even during storms. One of the best analogies for a tree that I've seen comes from a book by James Urban called Up by Roots. And it's this, where the bowl of the wine glass represents the crown of the tree, the stem of the wine glass represents the trunk of the tree, the base of the wine glass represents the butt flare at the base of the stem and those big strong roots which help support the tree, and the plate at the bottom represents the fine fibrous roots which actually take up the moisture and nutrients which allow that tree to grow. So the tree you buy from the nursery only has roots which are effectively in the base of the wine glass or right at the base of the stem. And the structural integrity and arrangement of those roots will determine the strength and stability of that tree in the long term. So the arrangement and structure of those roots that you get in the root ball of the tree that you buy and plant is absolutely critical. Correct root development begins right back at the very start of production when the trees are only this big. Okay? When this tree is potted into its first container, the quickest and cheapest way to do it is to fill the container, poke a hole in the top of that container, and then poke the root system in like so. It's very quick, it's very cheap, but in doing so you will have invariably bent and distorted the root system of this tiny little tree in the process. And because all root growth is by extension, those bends are permanent and those deformities will probably cause structural weaknesses within that tree at some stage down the track. There's nothing wrong with potting a seedling like this, into a container such as this. But rather than poking it in, the container should be part filled, the tree placed in the container, and then the soil placed around that root system, rather than that root system being poked into the container. Regular and repeated root pruning is an essential part of production practice to generate a root system which is both structured correctly to be able to support that tree long term, and to also create the division in the root system which in turn provides the surface area that allows that tree to take up the moisture and nutrients that it needs to be able to grow well.